I know your parents raised you well and taught you not to fight indoors, so what do? Take it to the streets. I'm Brendan with the Leaderboard. Step outside with me and let's see what your Street Fighter main character says about you. We're gonna be listing some of the most popular characters from the franchise, so hopefully we'll cover your playstyle. Without further ado, let's Dragon Punch into it. Ryu. You are the protagonist of the story, and therefore the most popular. It's dangerous out there on the streets, but that doesn't mean you have to wear shoes. When you choose Ryu, people know you've played this game before, and know they have to choose their best character to size you up. Ryu put a lot of time into his training to be the best of the best, and so have you. Practice makes perfect, and you've been playing Ryu since the beginning. You've mastered the arts of the Hurricane Kick and Dragon Punch, and know exactly when to use them. Much like Ryu, you have unparalleled focus. You have a knack for studying your opponents, like that one time that you beat down the school bully by analyzing his weaknesses. Good job, you! You and Ryu have a very specific thing in common. You want to be the strongest in your field, and that's why you chose him as your main. Or has he chosen you? M.Bison. Oh, you're bad. M.Bison is the primary antagonist of this series, and you are the antagonist in the latter. Intimidation is key when you want an easy road to victory, so you flex pick M.Bison no matter who the enemy chooses. This megalomaniac dictator seeks world domination, and in the world of your living room, you seek the same. When you play as M.Bison, he seems heavy, like gravity is pulling him down, but that doesn't keep his kicks and punches from being lightning fast. His Psycho Crusher is named after what you'd like to do to anybody who opposes you. Much like M.Bison, your fashion sense demands supreme attention. When it comes to hitting the club with the gang, you skip the line and arrive via helicopter. You have a certain psycho aura about you that makes it hard for others to approach you. Perhaps they can sense that the real reason you're there is to search for a worthy host for your powers. The best way to tell whether you're a true Bison main or not is through your cruelty in game. When you're done playing and you really want to destroy your opponent's will, you resort to your evil plan: spam, stomp, and devil's reverse. As an M.Bison main, you feed off the rage of your opponents. BLANKA. You're a wild one. There's no holds barred when you step into the ring, and you're not afraid to fight dirty. BLANKA is an animal and takes everything personally. When you choose BLANKA, you're telling your enemies they better know how to use block and tech throws. If they try charging at you, you'll be ready to shock them into submission. You may be unconventional looking, but you are comfortable in your own skin, and you game in comfortable clothes. This is because you don't like to rip up your clothes. When you lose and get mad, you go feral. You have a wide range of attacks that lets you approach in all sorts of different ways, but let's be real, you're just gonna mash punch and do the lightning attack and call it a day. Don't pretend you won't. I won't tell anybody. This works though. It ties in with your unwillingness to solve things in complex manners. Keep it simple is a motto of yours, especially if it nets easy wins. GUILE. You are an all-American hero. GUILE is a major in the Air Force and is hell-bent on avenging his friend who died at the merciless hands of M.Bison. He's tough-minded and physically even tougher. He is a loving father, and when not fighting in the Air Force, he is living the American dream, just like you. If your good friend was just beaten in this game, you'll be quick to step in and grab GUILE just to prove a point. You're persistent. Your use of air grabs change the playing field and make whomever is playing against you feel like you are in the cockpit and you have them in your sights. Maybe you also have a hairstyle you could land an Air Force regulation aircraft on, or mirrored tattoos on both shoulders just so you look on point facing either direction. Shave off your eyebrows and get some apple pie and freedom fries. It's time to spam some booms. BALROG. You are a bully. No one dares push you around. You're the one doing the pushing, or punching I should say. BALROG isn't comfortable unless he's in the ring, and the reason why he spends so much time in there is because of his sadistic tendencies and downright vicious attitude. If BALROG is your main, you have something to prove competitively, and you talk smack the whole time you fight. BALROG has also been called out for cheating before. As a BALROG main, you're the kind of person who unpauses while your friend is in the bathroom just to knock him down a peg or two. BALROG is an unskilled boxer, so he relies on his raw power and unpredictability. Most BALROG mains play the same way, but you're different. You can bring out BALROG's true potential by using his heavy attacks and being smart with your charged punches. You're the champion in the ring, top of the ladder, and best player on the couch. Anyone who says otherwise can talk to your fist. Vega. Vega mains are cat people. Dogs are dirty, smell bad, and are way too friendly. Cats, they're beautiful and aloof. What more reason do you need? Vega is a narcissistic fighter for hire who doesn't like to get his hands dirty. That's why he uses weapons. As a Vega main, you abuse the range of his claw and flip away from your opponents when they try and get their dirty paws on you. You're good at using Vega's kit to get in and out fast. You don't like spending too much time on one match because honestly you've got better things to be doing, like cutting up newer, more worthier opponents. Vega's mask isn't there to hide his face, it's there to protect his beauty. When the enemy is able to see through your game and attack its flaws, your defenses are weakened and you struggle to pick them back up. It's really gratifying when you get a flawless victory though, especially since you boast about how good you are at the start of every match and keep gloating long after you've passed the controller. You use the sky-high claw move, not only because it puts you high above your opponent, as it should be, but also because it's elegant, strong, and other players barely see it coming. You're also probably the only one on your couch who knows what the deal is with the three-way name change. I don't have to explain it to you, right? You know already, BALROG, I mean Vega mains. Ken. You love to Shoryuken. Ken has a family to think about, so rarely gives his all in a fight, but he only needs to Shoryuken anyway, so it's fine. You choose him as your main because you want to Shoryuken. Ken is a flashy fighter, and you love to show off as well as using your more eccentric moves like flying through the air with the Shoryuken. You like to think of yourself as unpredictable, but we all know you're going to use the Shoryuken. Ken's fake blonde hair represents your ego when you choose to Shoryuken with it. You're always up for one more Shoryuken. Playing online is an exercise in self-assessment, as 99% of players are also playing as Ken and only using Shoryuken. Don't fret though, you have the answer to any problem, and I bet you can guess what it is. It's the Shoryuken. Chun-Li. Your name means the beauty of spring, but know that when the flowers of spring come out, so do the bees that sting. Don't underestimate a Chun-Li main. As a Chun-Li main, you play calmly and respectfully, which makes you a formidable opponent. When your opponent has a solid game, you respect that and are less likely to make a mistake against them. You chose Chun-Li as your main because you, like her, believe that everybody starts off as equals. It's your efforts that make you stand out. Just like Chun-Li's lightning-fast attacks, you're able to hit opponents 100 times before they can even react. As a dedicated cop, Chun-Li likes order. Because of this, Chun-Li mains might struggle when they play against an unpredictable player. It takes a bit of extra work to play around good mix-ups. Chun-Li is known to go after the bad guys, so if somebody else is boasting about their abilities or putting somebody else's gameplay down, you are quick to bring out Chun-Li and put them back in their place. Chun-Li is a technical character, implying that you're the type who really likes to dig into a situation and figure out all the angles. You think on your feet and you always seem to have the right answer exactly when you need it. You probably have a cool head about you while you play, executing combos that would make a Ken's player's head spin, all with a relaxed yet focused expression. Though really you're just excited somebody else appreciates those sick spike bracelets from Hot Topic as much as you do. Killer man, let's go listen to MCR! ZANGIEF. You are the Red Cyclone. ZANGIEF is definitely the biggest, but definitely not the baddest character in the series. He is extremely patriotic and a hero to his land and people. Like ZANGIEF, you have been scarred. Like the scars lining his entire body, you have gone from character to character, never finding the right fit until the Russian Rumbler. You are extremely competitive and love belittling smaller opponents, especially ones with experience. As a big, charismatic, huggable bear of a person, distance is scary for you. This is why you like to get in close to your opponents, where fireballs won't hurt you. The bigger they are, the harder they fall though. As a ZANGIEF main, every loss is a crushing defeat. But like the Red Cyclone, you have a great sense of humor and you're able to laugh at your mistakes. You might seem intimidating, but your opponents respect you. We all know nobody struggles for a win like a ZANGIEF main, and nobody works harder for them either. As a big boy, it's easy for other characters to push ZANGIEF around, but you push back hard. DHALSIM. DHALSIM is known to meditate before rounds and never goes looking for a fight. He lets the fight come to him, as he's a pacifist. As a DHALSIM main, you don't talk smack or respond to hate, you're above toxicity. Sometimes you even feel bad about the anger that your opponents feel when you 2-0 them. As a Yoga Master main, gaming itself is meditation, and it's your way to escape and relax. DHALSIM tries to be neutral in his yoga ways. DHALSIM mains struggle to find some equilibrium between an aggressive and reactive playstyle. They also struggle to balance the amount of time they play the game. Just like how DHALSIM watches Ryu from a distance and comes to him when the time is right, you're able to fight from a distance and quickly close the gap when you need to. Because DHALSIM's playstyle is so unconventional, you think on a different level than a lot of other players do. Every yin has its yang, however, and DHALSIM mains are no exception. There is another kind of DHALSIM player, a trickster and scoundrel who frustratingly zones opponents with glee. Throwing crouching heavy punches with hitboxes big enough to warrant their own zip code, these dark DHALSIM players know no remorse, no shame. They don't care about balance, only creating discord in their opponents. This bizarre contrast to the character's nature is a sight to see, and such a player probably loves the irony of it all. Most DHALSIM mains are pacifists and don't talk smack or respond to hate. Dark DHALSIM players, however, revel in burning down their opponents not only with their yoga flames, but also by flaming them with DMs. They get into a lot of trouble for it though, and they struggle to control their troll tendencies. Whatever type of yoga master you are, neutrality is the issue you face. SAGAT, you're a Mai Tai kind of guy, and SAGAT is your main. The tallest in the group, you see victory from a mile away. Your mind is just as strong and experienced as SAGAT is, but somewhere along your journey, a fateful loss has left you scarred and struggling to rediscover the path to greatness. You don't look for revenge when people hurt you, but you try to be the bigger person in a conflict. More important than that is the ability to learn from your mistakes. SAGAT mains know this best. They consider any and all mistakes as scars on their reputation. SAGAT is missing an eye and battles against his blind spot as much as he does actual opponents. As a SAGAT main, you sometimes miss things that might seem obvious to others. You beat newbies down without mercy, and it often seems like you lack empathy. But just like how SAGAT allowed Dan to defeat him and avenge his father, you're not really the antagonist. You just really enjoy winning. It's like your favorite thing. Because SAGAT is a character of options with an eccentric kit featuring many moves similar to other characters' moves, you have learned to play as a jack of all trades. You have a mid and low fireball game, many anti-air moves, and unique tiger knee attacks mapped to the Shoryuken command. Your fancy footwork will have Ken players thinking, boy, I sure wish I could Shoryuken with my knees like SAGAT. SAGAT players often main him because he has all the tools necessary to be the best. Only SAGAT mains, however, are able to bring out his full potential. SAGAT players are most compatible with DHALSIM players and struggle the most to get along with Ryu players. It's a lore thing. E Honda. You are E Honda. Humble and traditional. E Honda is very proud that he is a master sumo arts wrestler and will frown upon you if you don't think that sumo is one of the martial arts. As an E Honda player, you consider Street Fighter to be a sacred sport and are ready to charge headfirst towards anybody that says otherwise. As a traditional person, you're a little bit tunnel visioned and think in terms of black and white, judging people to either be good or evil. There is no in between. You either like them or you hate them. You're a chummy fellow though who likes to get up close and personal in relationships and in fights. A little too close in fights maybe. You enjoy asserting your dominance in fights by slapping your opponents and then sitting on top of them. What makes the latter such a strong move is that you do it while wearing nothing but a belt and a fundoshi thong. But you wear them with pride. More power to you. Projectiles are your worst fear because they outrange your intimate hugs and disrespecting slaps, but as an E Honda main, you know how to stay in the air and bounce your way to victory. CAMMY. CAMMY players, and I mean true CAMMY players, are a rare breed. CAMMY is a character that requires nuance and precision, and it takes a special somebody to really get the most out of her. CAMMY players are dedicated, if cheeky, and love nothing more than to watch the fruits of their labor unfold. There's nothing a CAMMY player loves more than seeing a plan come together, and the drive to make it happen makes them hard workers. They're also the most proud of their accomplishments, something their opponents know all too well when they're on the receiving end of a nasty combo and they know it's gonna end in a super. Seriously, a CAMMY player can figure out how to get a super out of tapping you with anything. It's insane. CAMMY is a character who's made the most out of a dark history, something a CAMMY main might feel like they can relate to. Maybe they even played Kenin in the past and are looking to atone. Who knows? Nobody can really tell about these things. But one thing is for certain, never underestimate a great CAMMY player or you'll find yourself at the end of a super before you even knew the round began. All right, thanks for watching, guys. That about wraps us up for, wait, what? There's another? All right, hold on. Let me read this last one. URIEN is not in Street Fighter 2, nor is he a staple like every other character on this list, but he is the best character. You pick URIEN because you are an Olympian demigod turned couch warrior. You appreciate the best things in life, like washboard abs and buck wild reflector combos. Your friends cannot understand your greatness because you and your main are on a fundamentally higher plane of existence and are playing completely different games like Street Fighter 3 and 5. You know what's best for you and your friends, which includes playing a Street Fighter game with URIEN in it. You and everything you do become glorious spectacles in which commoners should consider themselves lucky to bear witness to. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone, for if they don't already know what you're all about, they were never meant to know. You are cool, handsome, powerful, and write very good scripts for videos. URIEN! Did you feel that we hit any of these on the head? Did we miss any? Tell us in the comments below about your Street Fighter main. Once again, I'm Brendan. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon below to become part of the notification squad. And if you like getting more from your game, subscribe to the Leaderboard, where we, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I need to sneeze. Hadouken! Excuse me.